Hello, dears, how are you? There are certain people who become nervous, unhappy, upset, even over trivial, smaller disturbances. And still, there are people who don't get depressed at all, don't get stressed at all, and rather they get advantage of even the difficult, the unpleasant, and the boring things. So the question is that what type of people are better in the life, who are more advantageous, and whose prospects are better here in this life. Obviously, the one who is strong, obviously the one who is resilient, and obviously the one who can bear all that without getting disturbed. Now, the question still there is another question, and this other question is that can we become a person like this one? The answer is yes, of course, we can become a person like this one. Simply, what is needed is that we need to learn and to adopt the ways and the processes which they are doing. And what are those ways and the processes? There are actually seven things. Seven things which should be kept in the mind, and it will help us a lot in becoming a resilient person, in a person of more and a better nerves. What are those seven things? Let's talk about all those seven things one by one. The first thing is that prioritizing what is important. Prioritizing what is important mean ke determine or set priorities in your life. We need to know what are my priorities in the life and what is not so important. Actually, this will help us a lot in focusing, concentrating upon the right thing, and taking our eyes upon from the things which are not so important, concentrating on the things that truly matters to you. That is really important. The second thing which we need to understand, and it is letting go of what you can't control. Letting go of what you can't control. We need to accept that most of the things in the life, in the world, these are not in my control. And if at all something is not in my control, so why to get worried about all that? Leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and return to what does lie in my control and your control. So in that mean that we are going to focus and to concentrate upon the things which are inside my area of influence. So it will be a lot more beneficial. I would be able to perform much better here, and once I am able to perform much better here in the things which are inside my control, it means that a lot of improvement will be seen over the period of certain years. Now, the third thing which is so important, it is practicing self-care. Self-care. Self-care is something we cannot outsource it at all, because it's only we ourselves who are with ourselves 24/7. No one else can do all that. So for that reason, we cannot underestimate it. We cannot underestimate the importance of it. We cannot overlook it. We cannot outsource it, and that must be our priority. And it is the self care. How can we take better self care of ourselves? We need to take better care of our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health. So that is how we can take care of ourselves and take the best care of yourself, because we cannot pour from the empty cup. Because if at all we are not taken care of, how can we perform better? We can't do that. The fourth thing which is so much important, it is developing a growth mindset. Now the question arises, what is meant by the growth mindset? Everybody say that I want a growth, so for that reason I do have the growth mindset. It is not the case actually. The growth mindset does actually mean that whatever troubles, whatever problems and the challenges are there in front of us, not to take it as a problem, that the challenges, that the difficulties, that the as the misfortune, rather to take it as a very important thing about our learning and our growth as well. So that is, once we are taking it as a learning process, once we take it as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to grow, and then only we will become a person of growth mindset. So the fourth thing which is so much important out of the seven thing, it is called, it is developing a growth mindset. The fifth thing which is so much important, it is setting boundaries. And set boundaries, how can we set the boundaries? Learn to say no. learning to say no and set limits with others. Learning to say no on the one hand and setting limits with other people on the other hand. The purpose is to protect and to preserve our time, to protect and preserve our energy as well, so that we can better focus and concentrate upon what's truly important to us. Now that is called, setting boundaries. And now the sixth thing, which is so much important, it is focusing on the present. Focusing on the present. Not to dwell in the past at all. Not to keep repenting and regretting about the past mistake. The past is the past and it cannot be changed at all. One thing which is very much important about the past thing, and it is that what can I learn out of all those past mistakes? And learning from the past mistake, it will make my present better, it will make my future better as well. And then there is a future of each one of us. There are people, even I and you, we keep worrying about the future. We need to stop worrying about the future either, and we need to plan it as good as we can, prepare it as good as we can, then leave it aside and learn to focus upon, concentrate upon our present moment and present moment. That is how we can enjoy the peace of mind. That is how I and you can perform better. The seventh and the last thing, which is so much important, it is cultivating gratitude. Now the question is that how can I practice the gratitude if at all there are so much of the problems and the troubles and the challenges and so-called misfortunes in my life? How can I practice the gratitude? Actually, it is the matter of focus. If somebody is focused upon their misfortune, about the troubles in their life, about the challenges, the problems, and the misfortunes in their life, they obviously cannot practice the gratitude at all. Simply, we need to shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. Shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have, it make us happy, it make us more contented, and it makes us work even better. And if at all there is something bad in the situation, shift our focus from what is bad in the situation to what is good in the situation. I think in this manner we can start practicing gratitude. And let me assure you that the life of gratitude, I think it is 100 times better than the life of ingratitude. And I think we should give it a very fair try. Practice it for one full month, and then we will be able to know that this practicing of gratitude, it changed my life throughout, and it is a complete philosophy. I think this one thing alone matters a lot, a lot, a lot really. Now, by incorporating these strategies, you can develop a more laid back and more resilient approach as well. I think that is really, really important and beneficial.